Right, here I'm going to put a CIS on somebody's DX9400F. If you look at it there, that's a DX9400F. They've brought it in to have a CIS put on it. It's very, very dusty. I don't know what they do, maybe a builder or something. It's very dusty, but the main thing is let's get the CIS on, let's get it working. It's a very easy one to do because basically it's just another Epson printer that looks like a 7000 of even a DX9400. It's all the same. I'll just let you know this light here, it's so that when I open this up you can see underneath. So that's the light there, just ignore that light, it's only there so you can see better. So let's lift the lid up. Whoops. There. We're underneath it, and while I've just dropped the CIS, so I'm going to pick that up. Right, so we've got underneath, and the printer is switched off at the minute. If you notice here, I've took the lid off. You can't do that on video. You will get instructions, or there's even a page dedicated to it on my website, or you can go there. There's lots of ways of getting that. We can either print it, email it, or you can just go look at the page on the website. Let's switch it on. We'll switch it on by pressing this, and it'll recognise that it's got no cartridges. That's what we want it to do. While it's just doing that, just let you know a couple of things I've done to start with. I've put that arm on there, what, 2 inches from there, about 2 inches. If you look at it, it's sticking up to about there, and I've put down here a clip there. It's just to hold the piping into place, and you'll see on the screen it can't recognise the cartridges now, and that's because there's none in. So we click OK to continue, and we're going to put in the CIS. Right, the carriage has gone into the replace cartridge position, so what we do by that, leave the printer on and just push it to the right hand side by hand. Then we get the cartridges and we put them under that arm there, and then we've got it like this, if you can look there. By the way, my hands are covered in ink. It's got absolutely nothing to do with this CIS. It's to do with all the jobs I'm doing during the day. I've always got ink on my hands. So we've got them through. We move the cartridge carrier across to the right, back to the position, and we drop the cartridges in, and we make sure each one is clicked in. So we do that by going on each individual one and pressing as hard down as we can. Make sure individually that they're all in. Press hard, you won't break the printer. Then push that across to the right hand side. So you've got the piping coming across to the left like that. I'm going to move the camera a little closer so you can see. I've got it coming to the left, no twists. Then all it does is come back on itself, again not twisting, and hooks into there. If you look at that, then it comes across to the right hand side, no twists, and clips there. Now if you look, it's coming across to the left, curling up, coming back on itself, across to the right hand side, and clipped in there, and the things are on the right hand side. I'm just going to move this light out of the way a minute so you can see this here. Don't take the notice of the printer behind, I've been doing that one today as well. But there, I'll move the light out of the way, you can see this CIS. A couple of things you've got to know. There, that little bung is removed and the air filter is put in. I've only done it on one there, the air filter, but all those little bungs are removed, all 4 of them, and you put one of these in each hole. I've only got one in here at the moment. But it is important that you put those in. If you don't remove these small bungs, then you can't print. The air will, well, it just creates a vacuum that won't allow you to print. And another thing, this must be on the same level as your printer. If you look here, I'll just move back. I've got it stood on the table next to the printer. It must be always at the same level. If you lift it higher, you will flood the printer and it'll wreck it. Completely wreck it. So I've told you time and time again, I'll have to say it again in this video, you must have that at the same height, because I've had 1 or 2 people who think they know and they lift it up and wreck their printer. I'm going to put the light back in place so you know that, so you can see inside. You know all about the bottles there. We've got the cartridges into place. Let's see if they recognise. All we have to do is press OK to proceed. and the printer will go through its normal procedure as if you just put cartridges in, because that's all you're putting anyway. You put some cartridges in, reset chip, yes, and some piping, but the printer doesn't know that. It thinks you've put cartridges in, so it will carry on seeing those cartridges. It will recognise them as cartridges. It's recognising them now because it's going through its thing, and if you see here, it's charging the ink. So it is recognising the cartridges, and we let it go through the situation there. It will always do this, and if you look here, all the air is disappearing in the piping. Don't be concerned about air, that will all soon go. A few prints, it will be gone. You'll see it shooting up. All your air will disappear. So if there's some air in the piping when you get the CIS, don't be bothered, just put it in, it will soon pull it through. That's still going through its setup procedure, and whether you put a CIS in or not, it will do this. Whether you put cartridges in, doesn't matter what you put in. Even the original product, it will go through this setup procedure. We know that it's recognising the cartridges, so we just got to wait until it has done. There, it's recognised the cartridges, because it says here, ink cartridge replacement is complete, and it's gone to the copy menu. So we've got the cartridges in, we've got the CIS ready, all we've got to do now is print. Right, rather than print and hook it up to the computer and everything, take a long time, all we're going to do is a quick copy. So let's start that. That will copy underneath the scanner here. There, I've just put a piece of paper with some print on it. It's going to copy it colour wise, and it's going to print it out. This is the quickest way of showing you that it works as CIS. The lid open, you can see it printing there. Let's put this light in there. There you go. Put the light to the side, and we'll put the lid down. There you go. Your printer is printing. By the way, your printer can only ever think that you've put cartridges in. It doesn't know. No printer on the land knows that you've got these bottles here supplying it with ink. So it will monitor everything as normal cartridges. So for example, your black, it says your black has run out or cannot recognise cartridges. You press OK, or on your computer you continue, and you go through the procedure until the cartridge carrier comes to this bay here. Then instead of taking the cartridge out and putting a new one in, you just press the reset button at the back for 5 seconds, let go, continue, and whatever cartridge was empty will be full again. So it could be one cartridge, it could be 2 cartridges, but it'll only refill the one that it thinks is empty. So bear that in mind. A printer has not got a mind. It does not know that you've got that CIS there. It can only ever think that you've put cartridges in and monitor them the same. I'm just going to show you, I'm just waiting for that to go back across and show you where the reset button is. There's a reset button that's sticking up there, little white button at the back. Press it in for 5 seconds, let go, and carry on, and it will fill whatever printer cartridges were empty. And there is the print. It's scanned and printed that absolutely perfectly, just to show that it's not a load of lies. Underneath the scan, there we go. So we've got 2, it scanned them absolutely perfectly, we can't go wrong there. So that's the Epson DX9400F. It's getting on a bit now, but many people have got them. This one is in quite a rough, well, it's in a very dusty condition. Just give you a couple of notices, move that light. Don't forget that your bottles there, next to the printer, must be the same height. You don't have them higher. Don't forget to take out these and put in your small air filters here. You mustn't forget them, else you won't get any print at all, because the vacuum will stop the ink from coming out. I think I've covered everything, but at the end of the video the number is on if you need any help. Thanks for watching.